Alright, what is up guys, TSG here, and today I bring to you another tips and tricks video. This is a map specific video. A lot of the maps that go over the same concept of how to hunt them. I'll kind of go more into depth of where I hunt each animal species on the map for the different maps, so that way it's not pretty much the same thing over and over again. But if you've seen my Leighton Lakes one, it's pretty much the same concept on every map. Now, whereas to clear hunting pressure is different on every map because, like, for example, Savannah doesn't have ducks to go clear hunting pressure. So there's different ways to clear hunting pressure on every map. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's go over my loadout for Yukon to start off with. Whoops, wrong button. So what I like to use is the 300 Magnum. You can use the 338 or the 7mm, but that's what I use for my big game. I like the 300 just the way it is. It's personal preference based on weapons, what you want to use. Some people don't like the 300 for whatever reason. That's perfectly fine. Now for like caribou and stuff, I like to use the 30-06. Some people use the M1. I just don't like the amount of recoil, so I stick with the 30-06. Then I carry a 22. Just in case, you know, on this map there's ducks, so you can clear hunting pressure on some ponds by killing ducks. Or if you want to mess around and shoot at some bison, you never know. Same thing with the pistol. The pistol, I kind of want to try and get a diamond with the pistol, so that's kind of why I have it. I'm also trying to get my weapon score up so I can get some of the better scopes and the bigger pistols. So that's why I carry that. But the main two weapons you need on this map are pretty much the 300 and the 30-06. Unless you want to go for fox, then you need like a 243. But I'm not planning on hunting for fox. If I see one, then I'll know where it's at, and then I'll grab a 243. But this is my main loadout. I use the antler rattler, the moose collar, the distressed fawn call for bears. Tents or tripods are always good to carry. Scent eliminator. Not a lot of people use scent eliminator. It's actually pretty useful. If you're sneaking up on a zone, or you know where an animal is and you need to get up to it, but you got a bad wind, it's useful. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does, but it's always good to use. Now let's get into how I play the map. So at the moment I am currently hunting for bears. As you can see, most of my hunting pressure is down towards this river system where most of the bears reside. This is where you will find your grizzlies. You can find caribou. It's a good time zone to hunt if you like hunting caribou and bears. What I like to do to start off my hunt down in that area is I'll spawn out of render distance so stuff can spawn in correctly. I leave that general area and I'll change the time. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't like to set the time right when it starts. I prefer to hunt. I started a little bit deeper into, so by the time I get there, there'll be animals there already. I don't have to wait. So I usually just set it 5:30. That way there's still daylight. It's not too dark. And then I'll just start down here, work my way through here, hop in from tents to outposts, my different areas, hunting down here, making sure that I'm spreading my hunting pressure out so that I don't wipe any zones. I mean, once you shoot one bear, the other ones scatter, so it's rarely that you'll get to shoot two at a time. Sometimes you can. That's perfectly fine. You don't want to shoot too many though, so you don't waste your zone and have too much hunting pressure. Also, you can this map is big enough to where if you do it right, you'll just spread out your hunting pressure and you'll be fine. Period. Because you can hunt bears way up here too, so not just down here. So when I'm hunting over here, and then by the time I get over here and I'm starting to hunt down here and getting hunting pressure down here, this stuff's clearing up, so therefore I can come back over here, hunt, and then it's just going to reset itself on the other side. You know, it's just going to be one continuous loop is what I do. Basically the same thing for every map almost. If you for whatever reason you get too much hunting pressure in one of these bays, you can just come out to like one of these ponds right here and just slaughter some ducks, you know, and then clear all that hunting pressure. So that's what I do with that. Alright, now let's get into where specific animals are on the map, where I like to hunt them. Now, I like to hunt my bear and caribou mostly down here. Caribou also up in here throughout these, the little swamp marsh area. Caribou are really, really easy to find. They're everywhere. You can find bison over at some of these lakes. Up on these topper lakes, you'll never find, unless you chase them, you'll never find them down here. I've never seen one down in here. They have a lot of zones out here in the marshes. Big main area where you'll find bison. So a lot of the time though, at their drink zones, they'll be in big herds on these lakes. So that's a good area to start if you're looking for bison. Wolfhead Lake, literally, it's in its name. Wolfhead Lake Outpost. Great area for wolves. Just walk this bank all the way up to here. And then I used to have a tent over here just so I could get to this lake. But I got the story mission done to get this outpost. Really worth it. This lake is really good. This is where I got one of my diamonds. A couple rares. Wolves also will be in the woods in this area. This lake as well, all the way up through here. So there's a lot of area where you can find wolves. Moose like to follow the same pattern of bison pretty much. They're all up in here, some of these lakes. So if you're looking for a Yukon diamond moose, I've had my luck with finding them in the marshes the most. That's where I've found them. Some people might find them elsewhere. Everyone's maps are different. Now, if I'm finding a lot of stuff down here, that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to always find stuff down there as well. But if you kill and play correctly for respawns, you should do fine, and you should find stuff eventually. It just takes a lot of time. People are always like, oh, how do you find all these? I'm like, guys, I play a lot. Like, it takes a long time to get something to respawn. And it's not just like, oh, I hop on the map and there's a diamond. Sometimes it does happen like that. That's very lucky. But usually it takes me like a week to find a diamond. A good diamond. Sometimes I find ones that, yeah. It's a long cycle, but that's what I do for my Yukon map. Now, I know I didn't cover fox. I don't hunt them, so I don't really know. I see them scurrying around through the woods everywhere, so just run through the woods like a maniac and you'll probably find a call for one and just track it down. But yeah, that's gonna do it for my Yukon tips and tricks. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Comment below what map you'd like to see next. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Much appreciate it. We are growing very quickly and I am enjoying every moment of it. There's a big chunk of you guys that watch but aren't subbed. Just take a look. See if your button's not clicked for subscribe. I'd love to get this channel to where it can be a career. So, that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.